Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another speed build. In this speed build, I'm building a modern cabin on a 50 by 50 lot in Willow Creek. So my last two builds were the Serpentine Lodge 2.0 and my Falling Water recreation. And when I was building this, at some point I realized that it's basically a combination of these two builds. I didn't intend to build something that's a combination of these two builds, but for some reason it definitely kind of has features of both builds. It's a cabin or a lodge in a way, and at the same time it's super modern, and the interior is quite retro. As you will see, Falling Water had a lovely retro interior, and here I also used lots of retro elements. So this is kind of a combination, but at the same time, at first glance, it definitely doesn't look like a combination or recreation, so it's kind of still its own thing. But I thought it was funny once I realized that I basically inspired myself. So this build was made before the Sims 4 Moschino stuff pack came out, so this is a pre-Moschino build. So I didn't use any Moschino stuff objects in this build. While I'm recording the voiceover, Moschino stuff is already out actually, and I cannot wait to take a closer look. And after this video I will definitely start building something with the new objects. I know that this is kind of a very controversial stuff pack, very much like my first pet stuff pack, but I feel like after watching the Maxis Monthly that it's actually a pretty solid pack, especially because of all the new objects. I mean, I'm always kind of thinking about this from a builder's point of view. I'm not really playing, I don't have the time for that anymore because I'm constantly building and making videos. But from a builder's point of view, I think that this stuff pack just looks amazing. There's so many great new objects for kind of industrial modern style builds. The sofa, the rug, a lot of stuff that we saw looks very, very good actually. I'm not sure about the gameplay aspects. I mean, for gameplay you kind of have to play around with it to just kind of see if it's really that good. So of course I cannot say anything about that yet. But I feel like it looks really good as well. I know that a lot of people were kind of disappointed because it was kind of reusing aspects that were already in the game, the career and all that, but from what I saw on the stream, the career also looked very good. There's this amazing backdrop and you can piece it together out of different elements, and then you can create a huge curved backdrop, and it's actually animated, and it's just really amazing. As soon as I saw that backdrop, I felt like building something with this, because you guys know that I love to build stuff that's round or curved, and I immediately try to come up with something. Who knows, I will see if I can be creative with this and have some fun, but so far I'm really excited for this pack. And as I said, after this video I will load up the game and we'll start building. And I don't know, I mean, it's more of a pack where you can find a lot of good furniture, so it won't really affect the exterior as much. I mean, you could go for a kind of a photo studio or some type of industrial loft build, but other than that there's not really a theme to it, I guess, and you can just furnish something and have some fun with the new objects. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the new stuff pack. So before I started this channel, I used to play with a lot of CC and mods. I had a huge mod folder, just like anything, furniture, skins, just anything, you know the drill. So back then when I was still playing with CC, before I made videos, I actually saw a dress that was worn by Frances Bean Cobain. It was a beautiful purple Moschino dress. It was super fancy. And I loved that dress so much that I tried to track it down, and I was just hoping that someone had recreated that dress for The Sims 4. And when The Sims 4 Moschino stuff was announced, everyone was kind of disappointed, and all that I could think of was me trying to track down that Moschino dress. I don't know, it's nothing that I personally wear or something. I don't wear or own any Moschino stuff or something, but I don't know, I think it has a kind of special appeal. I don't know, some stuff just looks like pop art. It's a very special kind of style, and I think it's super fun, especially in the game. A lot of Moschino stuff is iconic, but I think it's one of those brands you either love or hate it probably, but I think it's fun, and the aesthetic kind of fits into the game because The Sims 4 has kind of a cartoonish look, and Moschino kind of fits into that. It's not one of those very intricate, overly detailed dresses or something like a ball gown or something. It has a very distinct style, and I kind of think it looks good in The Sims 4, but I don't know. I will see what's going on as soon as I play later, but just my thought. I know that I'm kind of in the minority here because a lot of people hate it, but I just kind of like it. And someone once said that I'm excited for anything, and it's kind of true that I'm excited for a lot of things, and also I kind of try to keep negativity away from this channel, but there's some stuff that I don't like. Like, for example, even though I will play it and I will for sure find something about it that I will definitely like, but I'm absolutely not excited for University, for example. It's not a pack that really appeals to me, especially from a builder standpoint, and I was just so relieved that we got The Sims 4 Island Living because I was really sure that we would get University this year, actually, so I was super relieved. But I'm sure at the end of this year or next year, I'm pretty sure that we will get University, especially because it was kind of leaked more or less that there will probably be another expansion pack at the end of this year, apparently. Who knows if it's true, it's just rumors at this point, but I'm pretty sure that it will be University, because Island Living was kind of unexpected, even though it's one of those typical Sims 3 recreations, because we had Island Paradise in The Sims 3, but it was kind of still unexpected. I really thought that we would get University, and I think a lot of people did, especially when people were demanding a certain pack, seasons, pets and all that. We kind of got it. Okay, it just started to rain so heavily, so sorry if you just kind of heard it in the last 10 seconds or something. It was just crazy. We had the craziest thunderstorms during the last days. We had this crazy heat wave, as you guys know. I mentioned it. I felt like dying. It was just horrible. And now the weather's much better, but now we just have a lot of rain and thunderstorms, which I think is way better than heat. I mean, it could be a bit more warm, but at least it's not a horrible heat wave. However, back to this house. So as I said, I was going for something that's modern yet rustic, and it kind of developed into that. I just kind of had a small vision. I didn't really know what would happen, and I started building. I used some roofs to create these diagonal planks or something. I just made these roofs as slim as possible. I also kind of pulled the eaves in so it's really slim, and then I placed it. So there's a problem when you try to place a roof inside a room, which is exactly what I did, and it caused some problems eventually. But first I want to explain you how you can build this if you want to recreate something like this. So if you want to place a roof like this inside a room, usually it's not working. Like when you look on the right side where I placed it in these kind of columns that I built, these are just little rooms, it's telling you that you cannot place a roof inside a closed room. So what you can do is you simply open up the room, you place your roof, and then you place one of these foundation pieces that have a fence around them. There is one square piece that has a fence around it, and you simply place it instead of the wall where you would close up the room, and then you simply replace the fence with your wall. In this way, it's kind of a little workaround. When I made the tutorial for the angled window facade, it was kind of difficult as well, and I found a workaround for this. But then someone left a really helpful comment and explained to me that this is also how it works. I went back to that comment when I was building this because I totally forgot what this person had explained, and I used this method. And thank you so much for that comment again. I always love that. I'm coming up with a couple of things, ideas, I make a tutorial, and then I take a look at the comments and someone has an even better idea and kind of improves the idea. I just love that. You guys are so helpful. I always appreciate your feedback, and this was really super helpful. Actually, without this little idea, I wouldn't have been able to kind of build it like this, so this was super helpful. Thank you so much. So this is how you do it. You simply use the little fenced foundation, and then you replace the wall, and this is kind of how it works. But as I said, it eventually caused a couple of problems. So the problem was that the roof was acting totally weird inside. So even though it's closed up and the game recognizes it as a room, so you know when a room is not fully closed, it has this weird lighting. This is not happening here. So it's fully closed and it's functioning the way a regular closed room does, but the roof is still kind of glitching through the walls in some areas, and I couldn't prevent that. So this was kind of difficult. So what I did was I decided to simply section of a couple of rooms on the interior on the first floor, and I also used some objects to simply hide the roof. So this is kind of a bit tricky, but I figured at this point the whole exterior is kind of designed for this kind of look, and I didn't want to get rid of the roof, so I just made it work, and it was a bit tricky, but you will see what I'm talking about soon. So at this point I'm adding more rocks and plants. These rocks are part of Cats and Dogs, and they are part of the new environment objects that were added to the game. The same goes for this little fence here that I'm placing in a curved shape. If you want to place something in a curved shape, switch to the Sims 3 camera, hold down Alt on your keyboard, hold down your left mouse button, move your mouse, and you can rotate objects freely. And this way I'm just arranging them. I just wanted to have kind of a nice border because there was just so much space in the front at this point. I have these stairs and then all these rocks and these beautiful little trees. These trees are part of island living. I just figured the kind of orange color goes so well together with all the wood. And then I changed the floor in some places just to add more detail. I like to do that. At this point I just felt like the whole shape is alright, but there was just something lacking, so I added more and more stuff here and there without going overboard. So I already said this in my last video, but I'm planning to make a shell challenge. I will make a video about this soon, so stay tuned at some point in the next days probably. I didn't have that much time for simming and for building something during the last days, which is why there were a couple of days between the last video and this one. But I'm going to work on this shell challenge video. This is a weird word, shell challenge, in the next days at some point. And I also plan to, I don't know, build something that's fun, maybe a good old base game build again. So I'm really hyped to build something, but of course I will also build something with the new Mosquito stuff pack, as I said. So I have a lot of stuff planned, and we will see how all of this turns out. So this here is the interior. As I said, it kind of has a retro vibe. I think it happened because I used these wall decorations that are part of Get Famous. I placed them in front of a lot of windows instead of curtains, as you will see. And I used this very retro looking Get Famous rock in the center of the room. And at this point, I just kind of felt like it has a retro vibe. And then I thought, alright, this is the theme for the whole interior. I really liked how this room turned out. It looks so warm, kind of retro. I liked it, even though it's kind of uncommon. When I was building the Falling Water recreation, the retro interior was the first retro interior that I have ever built. I've never done something like this before. And now here, it's kind of retro again, which is funny. It's a good mix of really modern elements and really retro elements. It's kind of funny how I always gravitate to modern architecture and interior, recently at least. In the beginning of my channel I didn't build anything that's really modern, but then some of you pushed me to try it, and ever since I'm kind of really inclined to build lots of modern stuff. Here I used a brown wall color in the back of the kitchen, but then it was just too much. So I used a little wall decoration that is part of Dine Out, and I just placed it at the top, and I just added lots of different things. The floor plan is kind of crazy, but at the same time it makes sense. The other floor above is kind of a bit difficult and weird, as I said, but I totally made it work. This house has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, so there is place for a small or normal sized sim family. 2 of the bedrooms are regular bedrooms and 1 bedroom is a kid's room, but of course you can always change this. And of course, as always, this house is available in the gallery if you want to download it, no CC, and you can find all the information in the description box down below. Also, the giveaway is still going on. I announced it in my last video. The last chance to enter is August 14, so you can still enter, and the winner will receive the Sims 4 Island Living expansion pack. And I will announce the winner in the next video probably, or in one of the next videos. I don't know. I haven't really exactly planned when I will release the next videos. I don't know, maybe in 2 days, maybe in 1 day, maybe in 3 days, but as soon as I make a video where I will announce the winner. And yeah, I wish everyone who entered or who will enter good luck, and I just cannot wait to see who will win. And I don't know, a giveaway is always fun. Also, I've totally forgot to mention this in the last video, but whenever I'm making a giveaway, I'm using the commentpicker.com comment picker, so a random comment is chosen. You just have to type down join into the comments, and then I just pick the first comment that the comment picker picks that has join in the comment. Yeah, I hope that made sense. That was confusing, but it's random. I don't just pick anyone. It's a random generator because I think that's just fair and the best way to make a giveaway like this. And yeah, I just wanted to quickly explain this. I also want to take the time to say thank you so much. So in case you are kind of out of the loop here, my last video was my 1 year anniversary special video. I celebrated 1 year on YouTube, and I uploaded that video exactly 1 year after I had uploaded my first video. So there's exactly 1 year between these two videos, and I received so many amazing, wonderful comments. I just said thank you in that video, and I talked about how I started my channel, and I kind of wanted to encourage other simmers to start a channel because I sometimes receive DMs of people asking for advice for that, and so many of you have thanked me and told me that I inspired them and all that, and it just means so much to me, and I want to say thank you. My heart is so full, and it was just overwhelming to read all these comments, so I really wanted to take the time to quickly say thank you here. I don't know, this channel has grown so much in only 1 year, and I'm really lucky, and I'm here because of you, and I just thank you so much. That's all I can really say. So this is it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. As I said, you can find this build in the gallery, no CC and all that. You can find all the information down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.